You're not gonna believe movie critic Jay Olsen's review of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. And no, Jay Olsen doesn't stand for Jimmy Olsen. It stands for some dumbass who didn't understand anything about this movie. What's going on, guys? If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it. Also, once you finish the video, we'd love to hear in the comments what you guys think of this critic's review of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Now let's take a look at it. Most films should be so lucky as Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, a production that enjoyed the benefits of the world's finest creative, financial, and technical resources, in addition to having an extraordinarily gifted filmmaker on set every day. Huh? Who's the gifted filmmaker? Zack Snyder? You just really like Zack Snyder? He's had a lot of misses. Not like mistresses, not like people he was sleeping with. He's not like polyamorous. I'm just saying, like, he kind of missed the mark sometimes on filmmaking. That came out wrong, I'm sorry. But since Argo director Ben Affleck was busy— oh, I get it. I get it. The good director was Ben Affleck. That's actually kind of funny. Ben Affleck was busy playing Bruce Wayne. Helming duties fell to Zack Snyder. Whoops. Kind of. It didn't really fall to Zack Snyder. It's more like he already was gonna make it, and then they brought Ben Affleck in. It's not like originally Ben Affleck was gonna direct it, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna sit this one out on the direction side, become Batman. Why don't you take over, Zachy? Whatever thing has made it to multiplexes under the title Batman v Superman, movie is too strong a word, is an end-to-end fiasco, bringing with it a murderous Batman, a mopey Superman, a Jolly Rancher sucking Lex Luthor. You Jolly Rancher sucking bastard. It just sounds like a really tame insult. Like when someone told you to suck an egg. Like, really not that much happens when you suck an egg. If it was like suck a grenade, or like suck this egg covered in AIDS. And a minefield of concurrently dull and tasteless narrative beats that don't so much compromise a story as stand in for one. With the narrative stands in for the story? You realize that narrative and story are interchangeable words, right? Like if I said tasteless story beats that don't so much compromise a narrative, your sentence still means the same fucking thing. What are you talking about? I'm changing out the gas for petrol. It's like, I don't want a soda, I want a pop. No, I want a dad. Credit where credit is due. The 150-minute film is boldly, inventively worthless. That's credit. That's not credit. Your credit isn't worth anything. You don't get the car. I like how you consider that a turn of phrase when in actuality it's just lying. Affleck looks like Bruce Wayne, 'cause I've met Bruce Wayne. Until I saw the credits, I could barely tell the difference. Bringing with him, however briefly, the hope of a worthy successor to Christian Bale's take on the Caped Crusader. But just as quickly, reality seeps down like a freshly cracked egg to the forehead, covered in AIDS. We're in the hands of a director who's made a career of annexing and diluting beloved properties, and a writer, David Goyer, who shouldn't be penning grocery lists, much less screenplays, to $250 million movies. I'm just picturing him at the grocery store, like, taking out his grocery list and someone smacking out of his hand being like, no, no. From Blade Trinity to Man of Steel, his filmography reads like an obituary. It's a really fucking long and visual obituary. It's like, man, if every obituary was like that, we'd read that section of the newspaper instead of going, where the are the funnies? Like, let's get to that obituary section. There's flying men. For most of its opening 90 minutes, Batman v Superman is an abyss of primitive political commentary, meandering subplots that hastily set up Warner Brothers' forthcoming Justice League movie, and a notable lack of action sequences. In other words, they took their time developing a story, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes there's talking before action, unless you pay her. Henry Cavill's second go-round as Clark Kent / Superman once again establishes that the actor is not cut from leading man cloth. While he's not to blame for the inexplicable one-dimensionality of his character, he doesn't bring so much as a speck of charisma, reducing Supes to a sad man in a spandex suit. It's just watching Cirque du Soleil. Sad man in a spandex suit. It's literally the outside of a gay bar at 2:30 in the morning on Halloween or Thursday. Conversely, Amy Adams' Lois Lane is easy to pin down. She's limited to imparting would-be exposition that neither character nor the audience require. It's a nothing role that sets the stage for the movie's other female character whose presence boils down to name recognition. The only reason Lois Lane was in this movie was for Wonder Woman? Doesn't really make sense. Unless Lois Lane is Wonder Woman. Nah, that's not true. It doesn't make sense. See Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot. Armed with a costume, sword, hilariously overwrought musical theme, and dubious acting skill. Oh, boy, man, you're gonna eat the fucking words about the theme when that movie comes out, huh? I understand that we're reading an old review, but man. Woo. If this wasn't typed, I'd be like, go get some whiteout. Or if this was, I feel like if I told him to like white it out, like so that he can like fix his mistake, he's just whiting it out on his own computer screen. And dubious acting skills, she's in the movie for no other reason than to let us know that she has her own movie coming out in 2017. I don't think that's the only reason she showed up. I kind of think she showed up to help win the day. And she was probably, for most people, the most memorable thing in that movie. So, that also might be why she showed up, because she was worth being there. And Batman emailed her. Mysteriously, it's Lex Luthor, played by a tragically miscast Jesse Eisenberg, who's the film's lone connective string and a shiny symbol of all its failings. He's the only connective string. I just told you that Batman emailed Wonder Woman. That's a string connection. Yeah. When the title fight finally goes down, it's less fireworks display, more cannonball to the testicles. Yeah, that's called a redneck fireworks display. Never mind that bats and soups don't have any good reason to be fighting, or that Gotham and Metropolis are conveniently located next door to each other, or that the scuffle's resolution is something out of a soon-to-be canceled soap opera. It's little more than loud noises and flying fists, a predictably angsty scuffle that's sure to end in a draw. I'm not gonna say whether or not I thought this movie was good. I will say that I didn't think it was good. But setting my opinion aside, I think you were trying to find like realism in a Superman versus Batman movie. Yes, it's convenient that Metropolis is so close to Gotham, but that's what you're questioning? There's a motherfucker running around in a bat suit. Those cities are too close together. Flying man. The monotony of the first hour and change is nothing compared to the white noise machine that begins with the suicide bombing, doing a huge disservice to actress Holly Hunter, and ends with a wildly derivative battle between our heroes and a giant monster who's not even hinted at until he shows up on screen. I think you meant to say, wasn't yelled at you, because he was definitely hinted at, and you were definitely waiting for a big bad, because if you've ever seen a comic book movie, there's a big bad. Unless it's a movie that you didn't know was a comic book movie, like History of Violence. But when there's people with capes, expect a big bad at the end. Or you're outside of a gay bar at 2:30 in the morning on Halloween. Or Thursday. Snyder and company then spend 20 endless minutes trying to convince us that one of their main characters is dead, when of course he or she isn't. It might not have been effective, but at least they went for a little surprise. That's kind of nice, you know? Yeah. I mean, pinky in the butthole doesn't always work, so you tried to surprise. And yeah, I just compared thinking one of your heroes is dead to putting a pinky in a butthole. You're welcome. Batman v Superman is the unevent movie of the year, a momentum-less ode to uncreative people everywhere that torches two of pop culture's greatest characters and uses their ashes as its own personal urinal cake. Oh my god, that was harsh as What's really weird is if you were taking ashes and trying to make a urinal cake, you'd have to pack them into a cake form somehow. And it's really weird that my mind went there after you just ripped the out of this movie at the end. Holy crap. Everything else was kind of dumb. That was just mean. That was just from a place of anger. It's like this movie f***ed your girlfriend or something. Holy crap, calm yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it. Also, we'd love to hear what you guys thought of this guy's review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Did you like it? Do you think he's dumb? Let us know in the comments. And until we see you next time, geek out and game on.